awesome!
G'day gamers, welcome to Super Happy Awesome Gaming. This is Let's Paint Minis. In this episode we are painting one of the little dudes from Bloodborne. So first up here I'm using ultramarine blue, and I'm just going to go over his pants. I've also primed it grey, as you can tell. Now I'm going to pull out the cold white from Model Color. And what I'm going to do here is just paint over. He's got a whole heap of bandages and stuff like that over his body and his hands, and there's some on his head as well. So I'm just going to paint over all of them in white, and later on you'll see I'm going to come over with some black wash and just give some detail to those bad boys. Alrighty, so here is some homebrew black wash that I've got. It's pretty easy to make. You can find the recipe anywhere online. And like I said, I'm just going to go over all the places I put the patches on. This is going to sink down into those crevices and just get a nice, just show the detail off really. Alrighty, so here I've got the ultramarine blue and some cold white, and I'm just going to do a semi-light / heavy dry brush on just the pants, just to pick up some of the details. This will just give it a bit more of like that jeansy style look. Alrighty, so here I've got some Game Color Pale Flesh, and all I'm going to do is just go over all the skin parts. Now on this model, he has got a lot of little pieces of skin hiding between some of the bandages and stuff like that. I think I missed some of them on the 4 models, but you know, it still looks good. Well, looks decent. Let's go decent. So you just got to get it, just his arms, his hands, his face, and his feet. Alrighty, so here I've got some Model Color Yellow Ochre, and I am just going to cover his entire cape in this yellow ochre. This will mixed with the wash we're about to use later on. You'll see it kind of give it that browny yellowish look. I think it kind of fits with the vibe of Bloodborne. You may not, but they're my models, not yours. So you're just going to go over the model and try and find all the spots that you think it kind of needs it. Try not to get it on your fingers like I did, and just fix up those little patches the fingers made. Alrighty, so we've got some cold white back again here from Model Color. And I'm just going to go over the top of all the bandages, or not over the top, I'm just going to pick up like the middles of each of the bandage, trying to leave that black from the wash in the crevices. This is going to make like each individual bandage pop a little bit and kind of help it sort of stick out. It's a quick, nasty way to make stuff like that stick out without bugging around with all that kind of shading stuff. Speaking of shading, here is some soft tone from Army Painter, and I'm just going to go over all the skin parts. Try not to be too heavy, otherwise it's going to run and get on your white bandages and stuff like that. But yeah, you just want to get it on all the skin and just let it sort of sink into the crevices there. Give the skin a little bit of texture and colour. And once we've done all the skin here, we're going to use that same thing on the cape, or the cloak, or whatever you want to call it. And I went a little bit heavier on the cloaks, just to kind of make all the crevices of it a fairly dark. Now I've got some orange fire from Game Color, and I'm going to use this to go over the brick in his hand. If I had a darker orange, like a darker reddy orange, I probably would have used that, but this is the only orange I've got at the moment, so I kind of just went this one. And yeah, just paint it on the brick, try and not get it on his skin, on his hand. Now I've got some light green blue. It's pretty much grey. I use it for grey. And I'm just going to use it on his beard and his hair. Alrighty, so now I've got some umber wash. This is homemade stuff again. Again, you can find it online. I'm just going to use this on the brick. Just trying to get out all that nice little texture that they've got on that brick in his hand there. Just all over it. Now I've got that same yellow ochre I did his cape in, and we're going to use it on his cape. So we're just going to get it on. We're just going to do a fairly heavy dry brush, trying to pick up most of those high areas, but leaving that dark brown inside into those crevices there. Now if you wanted to, I didn't, but if you wanted to, you could come back with that same ochre, maybe mixed with a little bit of white, water it down and go over the really high spots, and that will help it pop a little more. So we've got the orange fire again. We're just going over the brick again, just nice sort of dry brush just to get rid of a lot of that brown. We just want it to be sitting in the little dots in it. Now it's got some white, and I did a really light dry brush. You don't need to do this step if you don't want. It kind of worked, but kind of didn't at the same time. Now we've got the black wash, and we're just going to put the black wash on his beard and his hair. And now we've just got some matte black, and we're just going to paint the base in black. I didn't texture these bases or anything. I just did it just sort of nice and standard, and yeah, that's it. Alright, and then here he is. I think it turned out pretty well. Good enough for me. That's all I really care about. Smashed out 4 of them. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe.